NHL best bets, sides, totals, props, all kinds of great stuff for Tuesday, March 31st. Welcome in, guys. PuckTime, WagerTalk TV. We say this to you guys a lot. We tee it up. We try and hype it up. But today we have some great games, some great topics, of course, some great guests to go over a lot of good stuff in the NHL. I'll tell you what, guys, great night last night in the NHL. Very, very happy, very satisfied. And we'll try and keep moving forward with $5 Tuesday. But I got to mention, we cashed now 9 winners in a row. And I tweeted it out. 3 plus 3 equals 7. Because with NHL overs math, if you get it to 3-3, that means you're going to get to 7 because somebody has to score that 4th goal. So thanks to all of you guys that joined me on that winner yesterday. And we'll try and go for number 10 today. Carm, I'll bring you in, brother. It's a big, big slate here on a Tuesday, as always, and the playoff race continues. How are you?
I'm doing great, Andrew. It's $5 Tuesdays over at WagerTalk, so every capper's got $5 plays, and some of them are across multiple sports. Some guys have hockey, and then they have baseball, and then they have basketball. So get as many as you want. Tuesdays are always a great time to, if you haven't already done so, dip your toes in the water and get a little chance. But Andrew, I'm not even going to talk about yesterday. It was like a 1-2 night for me. So a small loser on the night, but the pod play, no goals in the first, about $1 million in the second in that Islanders and Pittsburgh's game. And it was a fun game to watch. And nonetheless, today on the show, you and I are going to do Detroit and Pittsburgh because it is a massive game between these two teams. Let's see what Pittsburgh can do. Don Buster's coming in to handle the Buffalo Sabres and New York Islanders. Another big game. Brian Leonard, same thing. He is going to do Philly and Washington. The Flyers have life, boys. And then, Andrew, you and I, the first of back-to-back games with a day of rest in between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Carolina Hurricanes. Does it get any better? You are going to cash another same-game parlay because you hit yesterday. And for the first time this season, the pod play is a big pod play. We're putting double the amount on, and this is actually a client play that is not up for sale. It's a client play, and we will discuss that when the time comes. So a ton on the plate. Andrew, let's get right to it. You and I are going to discuss this game. I'll pop that graphic on the screen. You make us look a little bit better. Detroit Red Wings, -118, Andrew. Pittsburgh, -102. Total sits here at 6. Pretty much split over and under juice and vig-wise. I'll say this. Did the Penguins use up all their goals yesterday, Andrew? Or do they have a few left for the Detroit Red Wings tonight?
You might not like me for doing this tonight here, Carm, because I know you would have liked this to happen for you yesterday. But I got to go right to the first period over, brother. I got to go to it today. What a second period that was yesterday. You just can't make that up. I tweeted out scoreless first and 7 goals in the second. And then 2 minutes later, somebody tweets back at me, make that 8 goals. Make that 8 goals. I just could not believe the turn of events from one period to the next. But this time I'm looking at it the other way. We're going to get fast right from the first period, fast playing hockey. And I think we're going to get Detroit being as desperate can be. And I think, Carm, as much as I've talked about unders with some of these desperate teams, for a Red Wings team right now, they have no time to wait. They cannot afford to go down in a game. They have to come out swinging fast. And, losers against the Bruins, losers against the Senators, losers against the Philadelphia Flyers, they cannot go down in this game. So whether we're playing Detroit to win the first period or whether you want to just go ahead and take the first period over 1.5 goals, -130, 135, to me, the desperation means fire right out of the start. This team is going to come like jumped out of a cannon. And I saw some reports from some media members covering the Pittsburgh Penguins. One thing I respect about this here, Carm, is that they said that Pittsburgh Penguins were barely smiling in the locker room after the game. It was like Bill Belichick when he would say, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. Well, that's how Pittsburgh felt. We're on to Detroit. We're on to Detroit because they knew they had a big game coming up on Tuesday. So first period over for me. I know you would have liked to get it yesterday, but I'm hoping to get it today.
It's as long as it cashes for you. And as some guys in the chat have mentioned, goalpost, crossbar. When one of those doesn't go in early, you start to get that really bad feeling that it's not going to go your way. The game, the game really opened up in the second period, and really in the first couple minutes of the second period in that game. But Andrew, this is one of those ones where I watched Detroit on Friday night in Buffalo, and anytime you see a team live, you pick up a lot more than you do, I think, when you're watching it on TV. The Red Wings were skating. The Red Wings were playing some very good D. They were protecting the puck, and they were doing a lot of things to shut down the Sabres that not a lot of teams have been able to do when they go into KeyBank Arena. And pretty much they got that lead, and they didn't sit on it. They kept going at the Sabres. And it's I have the similar thoughts here. They're going to go after a Pens team or on the second of a back-to-back with some travel. And the goalie matchup clearly favors the Detroit Red Wings. Gibson is confirmed. I'm seeing Stuart Skinner as the expected goalie. I'm going to let the market lead me on this one. It's not going to make my card, but using the old adage, if you put a gun to my head, and I don't think you even need to put a gun to my head on this one, I'm going to let the market lead me on this one. The Red Wings have taken some overnight money, not a lot in this one, but it's flipped the script for where the Pens were favorites, and now the Red Wings are favorites in that one, which is a bit of a surprise when you have a Pens team that played extremely well last night, and they're coming off scoring, 7, 8, 9? I don't know what they ended up against one of the elite goalies in the NHL in Sorokin. I'm going to go back to and this applies to everything in life, cappers, your life in general, and hockey. You're never as good as your best performance, and you're never as bad as your worst. And that might have been one of the Pens' best performances for them. They have now flipped spots with the New York Islanders in the standings, albeit only 1 point, but it's kept that race absolutely alive for the teams below them as well too, Andrew. So give me the Detroit Red Wings in this one, minus 118.
And it feels like we've been saying this every single time this team has played, but this has got to be the biggest game of the year for the Red Wings. So as much as you mentioned that odds shift, it's also like, hey, look, we've got a team on second half of back-to-back here. This should be, and I mean should be, a spot for the Red Wings. So we'll very, very well see. And you talk about the goaltending. Los Kid, of course, is in the chat right now saying, hey, take it easy on Stuart Skinner, guys. And I completely get it. Pittsburgh Penguins fans, though, they're going to be glued to this game as well because, you got to be so excited. Carm, Anthony Mantha is making like nearly minimum money this year. He's going to sign a deal in the summer for like $4 or $5 million a year probably. This team, nobody thought had any depth going into the year. And with the injuries to Crosby, the injuries to Malkin, they've had so many guys step up. It's truly been incredible. And I know we got to keep the show going, so I'm just going to ask you this. How much pressure is there really on Detroit to make the playoffs this year? And I know I was bringing up those money puck graphics before. If they do not win this game, they can probably kiss their playoffs hopes goodbye because Ottawa could make it. Columbus could make it over them, and Pittsburgh pretty much solidifies their spot. This is a massive, massive must-watch TV game.
Listen, it is. I don't think one game is going to define a team. I think the Red Wings, obviously, it's a huge game in the sense of keeping the teams that are behind you, and getting close to the ones that are ahead of you. 2 points basically puts them, I think, if I'm correct, 2 points puts them tied with the Columbus Blue Jackets on, 88 points. And you look at it, and the teams like Detroit, teams like Columbus, teams like Detroit, teams like Philadelphia, teams like Ottawa have to be looking at Columbus and thinking, They're about to play a Carolina team that back to back that at the very least is not going to get swept by Columbus, although they did get swept by the Montreal Canadiens over 5 games. They did get swept in that sort of home and home separated series that they had. You have to feel that this is a great opportunity for some of these teams to make up points and get there. And it is for Detroit. Detroit's got to go in there with the playoff hockey mentality. They went into Buffalo, and I'm telling you, that game was so intense, watching it live and watching the way the Red Wings played, that if they replicate that game here in Pittsburgh, they're going to get the win tonight. So that's one of the reasons why I'm sticking with the Wings in this one. And I get the thing about Skinner. It's one of those ones where Skinner, Andrew, for me, he's a product of never having had stellar defense with the Edmonton Oilers. Now he's with Pittsburgh. They got a better 6 as far as I'm concerned, but he's more susceptible to having an off day than a goalie like Sorokin, Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky. That's what separates the elite from sort of the middle ground. Let's remember the Colorado Avalanche with the team that they had and the very good defense. Darcy Kempfer was basically, he played well enough to get them a cup. Or to be on a cup team. So with that said, Andrew, my thoughts on, you're never as good as your best performance. You're never as bad as your weakest performance. The New York Islanders are off a weak performance, and we have Don Buster here. God love this guy, and thank God he chose this game.
It's a tough one.
I want to hear. It's an absolutely tough one. I want to hear his thoughts on it. Let's bring in Buster.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning, brother. I'd say you picked a tough one for us. Look forward to hearing your thoughts. It started off good for the Isles last night, and then Pittsburgh just ran up the score on them. Tell us what you think about this one. You've got second half of back-to-back for Pittsburgh. They're feeling good, but second half of back-to-back for the Islanders, they can't be feeling good. What do you think about this matchup here, Islanders and Sabres?
Yeah, Andrew, this is going to be a big game for both clubs, obviously, as all the games are coming down in this crowded Eastern Conference. The Islanders, as you said, they took a huge hit last night as Pittsburgh took them right to the woodshed, right at home, beat them 8-3. And now the Islanders have to come back and play Buffalo in less than 24 hours. This is also the Islanders' third game in 4 nights. So all that is really bad for the Islanders. Let's add a little bit more that's even worse. Last night, Sorokin, they pulled him after 7 goals. And it looks like I'm sure they'll probably give him a shot tonight because they're desperate for a win. And he has already, just like maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week ago, has already played a back-to-back. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him in there. The last time I checked, there was no confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in the net tonight. Not sure that's going to really matter because they play a really pissed off Buffalo Sabres club. Buffalo have now only won 1 game in their last 4, and that game was in a shootout. And since the Sabres, they haven't played since Saturday. That's huge. The rest they have, the whole process of that, with the Islanders having to come to Buffalo. And remember, even with this bad run for the Sabres, they are in first place in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, you heard me right. First place in the Eastern Conference. I know the other 2 clubs, Tampa and Carolina, have a game on them, but still. Really, really bad spot for the Islanders. And mentally, it's got to be a really bad spot for that club, especially what happened yesterday. Can't bet the Sabres at 195-200. That's not going to happen. But of course, we're going to bet the Sabres in regulation. We've actually already gave that out to our clients, and we like that. It was at 115 about 2 in the morning. Not sure what it's at now, but we like that probably right up to 140. The Islanders. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the total. Real quick analysis on the total. The Islanders have gone over 4 of their last 6 games. Buffalo, 3 of their last 4. Now the market shows 6 a lot of spots and 6.5. So of course, bet accordingly to what you like. But just a little advice: when these two teams get together, 8 unders, 2 overs, the last 10. This year they have played twice. The 2 games, both Buffalo wins and both unders. So I would lean to the under at 6.5. Not making my card. Love the Sabres in regulation tonight.
Love the Sabres. Buster, there's no need for you to try and get on my good side.
I actually think there is.
There is a good reason. There is a good reason.
There is not. Listen, I have come to the realization that my favorite team is the one that makes me money. I've been disappointed on so many occasions by so many teams. So with that said, and you're sporting that Montreal top there. Buster, what do you have up on $5 Tuesdays? Let us know how your runs are going. I think I heard a very good baseball one as well too. Let us know what you have up at WagerTalk. Give us some promo stuff.
Yeah, as baseball's been a good start, but that means nothing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I was number 1 in total profit in MLB last season, but again, I love the start. Long way to go, guys. WagerTalk, powers of BF's a ton of great deals, tons. I'm going to pick out just quickly a couple that I think applies to me. Applies to all of us. There's for all the cappers on the site. But this 3-day all access pass for $69 and get 3 free days, so 6 days for $69. That's a package you want to go over and get. Includes all 5% plays. And we also have that new package for all us NHL guys. Every play from now to right up to the Stanley Cup final, you get for only $199. And looking forward to the playoffs. Look at this last couple of weeks; it's going to be great. It's going to be good stuff. If you're an NHL fan, this. It doesn't get any better than this.
What a great time of year, Buster. And as you mentioned, the all sports deals are great as well. The 6 days for the price of 3. They're not going to just get your hockey. They're not going to just get your baseball. They're going to get every single thing you release. So great stuff. WT.buzz/DBS. Check them out, guys. Don Buster, WagerTalk.com. See you, Buster.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
Carm, it's a great day at the website, man.
Yeah. Dude, awesome job by Buster in breaking that one down. And Buster's right in the sense of taking that like the 3-day and get 3 days for $69. Andrew, it's like going to a party. It's like going to a wedding where they serve the hors d'oeuvres and you get 6 days to test somebody out. And then if you like it, you stay for the dinner and you get a 30 days, 60 days, or what have you, right? So there's never any pressure. And that's why $5 Tuesdays at WagerTalk is a great deal as well too. Andrew, I would have had, and I'm going to interject here. We have some promo stuff coming up soon that we'll discuss, but I do want to get Brian Leonard on here because I thought the Philadelphia Flyers were dead, gone, done. And here they are. The Philadelphia Flyers have said, screw you, Bianco. We are back in the playoff race. Talkett's got them playing some pretty good hockey.
Big time. Yeah. And I'm shocked by this. But we're putting the pressure on the guests today, Carm, because these games are not easy to handicap. That's for sure. Brian, what do you have for us, man?
Hey, how's everything going? Andrew, I knew that Carmine had to mention some kind of food on the show, regardless of what happens. Even his analogies have to do with food, but hopefully we
minus 1,000.
There you go. Hopefully we get some winners for clients today. And this is actually a client play for me. It's a 3% play. I do have a 4% play. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I like this Philadelphia team. They're playing really well right now. Take a look at what they've done on the road this year. 20-12-4. That's very impressive to be on the road and have that kind of record. They're running hot right now. They've won 8 out of the last 10 games. They've gone 8-1-1, playing terrific hockey. And in fact, the Flyers have won 8 straight games away from home. They only have 9 games remaining and they control their own destiny, not only in the playoff race, but they can control their own destiny. This is a team that's come out of nowhere. They're continue to fight hard. I appreciate that as a hockey fan, and it's exciting for the Philadelphia fans as well. They're bringing in their 19-year-old Porter Matone tonight, or it might be Matone. I don't know if it's Italian or not, but he's expected to make his NHL debut tonight. He was the 6th overall pick in last year's draft. He's only 19 years old. Things are looking up for the Philadelphia Flyers. This is the 5th straight game in a different city for the Capitals. After this lone home game, they're back on the road for a trip against the Devils. In fact, if you take a look at the schedule for Washington the rest of the season, they're going to play 11 straight games in different cities to end the season. I think after they lose today, you could put a fork in this Capitals team. They've had a great season by the goalie, but overall, it's been a little bit of a disappointment. They started the season off really well and haven't really played well since then. I like the way the Flyers are playing down the stretch, and this Washington team just hasn't shown enough for me to have them favored in this game. I like Philadelphia Flyers. I think they win this game, and you're getting them as a nice underdog price.
Well, Brian, I love the Porter Martone stuff you said there, because you know what? It's all about bringing life to a team. They're already playing well. You bring in a new young player, and it's something we've seen a lot more lately with the growth of college hockey. Those players, the second they're done with their college hockey teams, they're free and available to sign those entry deals with their NHL teams. Philadelphia, nobody saw this coming, keeping it interesting as far as their race is concerned. Look, Brian, we've got baseball. We've got college basketball still to go. Hockey's heating up. I know you do a ton of sports. What do you have for us here today to promote?
Yeah, right now I've got a big 4% play up for only $5 on the site. We only had one hockey play yesterday, and it was a big underdog play on Toronto, as it showed that the players don't really care about what kind of draft picks they get. They just go out there and play as hard as they can, and that's the way it should be. But yeah, Toronto was good for us yesterday. I think we're on a 22-14 run in the NHL, and we play a lot of underdogs. So really a nice run. We've been hot in everything except for, unfortunately, in baseball, we've gotten off to a little slow start, but Buster off to a nice start. Good for him. But yeah, I'm going to continue to look at the NBA card the rest of the day. Got 3 plays up in hockey, actually, for people who have joined us. So really looking forward to today's card, and I think we got a lot of winners out there.
Brian, Porter Matone, he's from Canada, born in October of 2026. He's from Peterborough, Ontario. You know, before I met my wife, I actually dated a girl in Peterborough, but it was like a 90-minute commute there and then back. And I just started to weigh the options of like, how much sports am I losing by dating this person because of my travels? So
you made the right choice. I'm not your wife. She's a wonderful woman.
Hey, Brian, when you drive 90 minutes for 2 minutes of fun, it doesn't end up being part of it. It doesn't end up being a good
2 minutes. You're overestimating things.
Well,
you are way overestimating things.
I was going to say that I'm going to be in and out on my play today, sort of like Prez is with his wife, but I didn't want to say that. He's not here to defend himself, so I'm not going to say it. Oh, I already did. I'm sorry.
Brian, you're an absolute gem. One last thought. I really want to thank you because you're going to be doing some double duty in the weeks to come. I'm going to be away during the last week of the NHL season. I was kind of hoping the playoffs spots will all be done, but I'm away from the 9th to 16th and back for the first game of the playoffs. So you'll be co-hosting with your good buddy in the middle there, Andrew McInnis, who hopefully you guys go streaking at that point.
Andrew and I did really well together when we did the show the other day without you. Hopefully we'll have more of that. And I appreciate you letting me know ahead of time that I'm filling in for you, by the way. You're just assuming I have no life, but I have no life. So I guess I'll be here.
Yeah, I'm going to make it up to you because you're coming to Toronto, and I'm going to take you to some of the best burger joints we have to offer here. And they're not chain restaurants either, because I know you like your burgers and stuff. So I hope you do. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But with that said, Brian, best of luck to you, man, on $5 Tuesdays at WagerTalk, and hit it out of the ballpark, my friend.
Appreciate it. Everybody have a good day.
Andrew, I got to say, we're talking about like streaking. 9-0. Man, I love the streaks. Selective and just winning games. 9-0 for you, man. Tell people about this deal. This is a show where we don't push a ton of promos and we're not silly. We try and cover as many games as we can, but you have to pay attention to a guy who is on a 9-0 run. Andrew, take it from here.
Look, Carm, I'm excited, and this time of year, I feel like you can really have a good feel on every single team. And the best part about this run, it's been underdogs, favorites, sides, totals, team totals. It's been a little bit of everything. Last night, we cashed a ticket. I mentioned it off the top. Ducks, Leafs over 6.5. Good situational play. And part of my handicap with that was a lot of fights, a lot of penalties, a lot of power play goals, and we got that. So, hey, the only one that matters is the next one, and it's $5 Tuesday. If you want to be a part of number 10 with me as we try and hit double digits, join me at wt.buzz/AM. Just $5, originally $25. Or, of course, this is a fantastic deal, Carm. Today, there's no promo code needed here. NHL Pass works for Carm, works for myself. $199, original $249, $199, all of my plays the rest of the year in the NHL. Rest of the regular season, rest of the playoffs, future sides, playoff matchups, everything, $199. So, look, Carm, we're feeling good. We got a 9-0 run. We got a great package up. Let's do it again tonight. And it makes my job easy because I scan the board after the last night up till about 3 a.m. local time, because I don't like to start thinking about the next winner until I have the current winner dealt with. So after the Leafs game went over, I started working on today's board, and we did just that. And for you, I got to say, you got the head office to put that special back on track for you. I can't wait to follow your soccer plays. The cup to cup special. I don't know who's helping you with your marketing, Carm, because you're pretty damn good at it, but you got one cup, the Stanley Cup, and you've got one cup. It's a pretty big one. It's called the World Cup. And if you guys want all of Carmine's plays, including today, Carm, a $5 play, I believe, for World Cup qualifying. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I can't wait to watch the games.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm looking forward to it. Melissa put this up. She's kept it up for a couple more days just because the NHL package is $199. I believe. So she put up and then the soccer package itself is $299. So she put up the soccer and NHL for $299. So you're getting the World Cup soccer package, and the rest of the NHL is free. If you do the math, that's what it works out to. I'm looking forward to today. 4 games in Europe, 4 teams that will move on to the World Cup. Italy is playing today. I will wear my heart on my sleeve, Andrew, and I will also, hold on a second here. Let's try not flash skin here. I will be wearing my Italia jersey to support the team. If they make it, great, because I'll be going to the very first game that Canada plays, which is against Italy. If they don't make it, I'm still going to be betting the World Cup because it is a fantastic tournament taking place in North America, Mexico, Canada, the U.S., and I'm going to be traveling and seeing games. I did set up a private discourse for anyone who buys that package. You'll get an invite into that group, and I'll be posting halftime lines, leans, and news that I like. The in-game betting won't work in a Discord channel because you'd have to be logged in and pretty much bet it the minute I bet it and post it. And those lines, as you guys know, those lines move fast. So it'll be halftime lines that I'll post and stuff. So yeah, you guys have the option there. But I'm looking forward to it, Andrew. And as you mentioned, a $5 play up in afternoon soccer and a 5% play up in the NHL. So with that said, Andrew, this game is a monster game. We got to talk about it. Columbus and Carolina, Andrew. Columbus and Carolina. Let's get the numbers up on this one. Let me see if I can find it for us. There we go. I don't know where you are. Did Andrew go grab a coffee? How many coffees have you had this morning?
I actually spilled 2 coffees today, so it's been a great day so far.
You know, the coffees work better when you actually consume them and not
Yes.
spill them. All right.
I need this
With
show to
that
be
said,
sponsored by Nespresso Pods.
oh yeah, oh God, definitely. Andrew, Carolina -135, Columbus +111. The total sits here at 6.5. Is the Rick bonus bounce? Is it starting to wear off for this Columbus team? And can Carolina rebound from that virus that is called the Montreal Canadiens that just infects you and just takes you completely over?
Well, I love the quote that we saw from Rick Bowness, and he's so brutally honest, Carm, with the team, where he pretty much just said, hey, a lot of these guys need to learn how to play hockey this time of year. And it's just the best. The old school coaches, they don't care at all about calling out their players. They just don't care, but they'll say whatever they want. And he called them out. And I just think that, they have to realize the physicality of this game is going to change. The type of hockey they're going to play is going to change. But the Hurricanes are coming off a game that they probably should have won. Jakub Dobiš played the best game probably of his career. He was actually labeled the first star of the week in the NHL. As a Montreal Canadiens fan, I was happy to see it. The Hurricanes weren't happy to see it because he beat the Hurricanes twice when it comes to that. When you look at this here, I think the spot you want to look at is probably whatever the goaltender is, whoever the goaltender is, I should say, for Columbus, whether it's Jet Greaves or Merzlikins. I think you look at the save prop over, because he is going to deal with a million shots. A lot of people talk about how the Hurricanes, they shoot from all angles. And Carm, let's be honest here. Not every shot is a good shot. Like if you take a shot from the blue line, but it's not a good quality shot, should you have taken that shot? Because that's why we look at XG, because XG and shots on goal don't always go hand in hand. But I think this is going to be a game where the Hurricanes are as hungry as they could be. So I think we'll look at some shot props. We'll look at maybe Columbus, team total under, because I think this is going to be a possession-dominated game for Carolina. We'll see what happens here, Carm, but this should be a good game for some player props as well.
Yeah, Andrew, I agree. I think it's a tough one. Carolina needs obviously. Carolina have the Buffalo Sabres and the Tampa Bay Lightning hot on their heels for that number 1 seed. More so Tampa Bay than Buffalo, just because of the games in hand, which are I think the Sabres have played 2 more than Carolina. But you look at it, and I see a total of 6.5, and I want to take the under. It's slightly vig to the under at 112 as opposed to like 108. But you look at it, Jet Greaves is the only one that's confirmed thus far, and he's going obviously for Columbus. It's showing that Bussi is likely going to go for Carolina. But you look at Jet Greaves, and you can look at his last 7 starts. And while he's 4 wins, 2 regulation losses, 1 overtime loss, he's allowed 3-2-1, 3-1 and 1. So he's allowed 2 or fewer goals in 5 of the 7 games, and he's allowed 3 in the other ones. And they have come to against teams, Andrew, that are pretty much every single team is fighting for a playoff spot. The Boston Bruins, the Montreal Canadiens, the Philadelphia Flyers, the New York Islanders. And 3 of those games, Montreal, Philadelphia, and the New York Islanders, were 3 road games played over 4 days, and he played all 3 of them and allowed a total of 5 goals and lost 2 of them. Every game went under the total, 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. He played against Carolina back on the 17th, beat them 5-1 in that game. And the other one is against Philadelphia again, as mentioned. So 2 games against Philadelphia and 1 game against the Rangers, in which they won 6-3. And that is the only game other than that 4-3 OT loss to the Boston Bruins that should have never happened, because that's the one that there was a goal by the Bruins with 11 seconds left in the game to send it to overtime on a power play. I follow you on this one. I'm just getting there a different way. I think it's the under, but I think it's because Jack Greaves has to have a game like he's had in his last 7 where he is stopping the puck, because they're going to fire a lot of rubber at him tonight. So I love your goalie prop.
More rubber than a college dorm room. I think we're going to see a lot
Boom.
a lot of shots tonight. And I think that we're going to see a good game. And I'll tell you one thing we're going to see as well is a good soundbite from one of these coaches after the game, because one coach is going to be pissed after whatever happens when it comes down to this game. So, Carm, great stuff here with today's games. A lot of good games here on tap, and every game means something, whether you're in a playoff spot already, whether you're trying to make the playoffs, whether you're a team, that's struggling right now, or you're trying to get back on track. It's a really, really good time of year in the NHL, and you're going to be on a quick vacation. I'm going to be on a quick vacation. We're going to be back and ready to rock and roll for the race to the Stanley Cup. Yesterday, Carm, we hit a big same game parlay in the plus 400 range. And I'll tell you what, it was kind of funny because I texted you about this. When you have a team that scores 9 goals, I think it was 9, you should be able to hit 1 million same game parlays. But I needed one more shot from Nathan McKinnon, one more shot. And I was worried they were going to bench him because they were up by so many goals. And he got one more shot, thankfully, but Lehkonen got the point. Necas got the assist. And I'll tell you what, come playoff time, watch out for that Necas assist prop, because people don't realize that, he is one of those guys where even though he's known for his goal scoring ability, he's got a fantastic touch and a great setup stuff as well. So he definitely knows what he's doing as far as, being a good assist guy as well.
Andrew, it's funny because, you're talking about one more shot. It reminds me of Friday night after the Sabres game. I'm sitting in Southern Tier Sports Bar that's attached to the stadium with my buddy Joe and Johnny Detroit and his lovely wife, Paula. And I hear my friend Joe say to me, and it's like about 11:30, 12 o'clock. He's like, one more shot, one more shot. It's like, I'm not of the age. I'm well past the age of shots. But I did have a shot. I ordered a Sicilian kiss for everybody. And if you know what a Sicilian kiss is, it is a pretty good shot. For those who don't, it's Southern Comfort and Jack Daniels.
Look, I've been working for WagerTalk since before you could actually even drink in America legally. And I'll tell you what, now you know how I feel old, Carm, is that I don't like shots either. I can drink beers, I can drink rum, I can drink whatever. I do not like the shots. And if you see me doing them, it's going to be one hell of a night. It's going to be.
Andrew, do you have any player props or same game parlay for us?
I've got one player prop. I got the graphic got messed up today, which is why I was stalling time. But I'll tell you, it's very simple. We've got one pick and one pick only. We're keeping it simple. Jason Robertson plus 145 for a power play point. Power play point tonight for Jason Robertson. Look, this is one of the worst penalty kills with the Boston Bruins. Their PK has not gotten better. It's been pretty rough the past few weeks. And the Dallas Stars are desperate coming off a low-scoring loss against the Philadelphia Flyers. We're going to see points. We're going to see power play points. And I think Jason Robertson has himself a night. So, guys, Jason Robertson plus 145. Put it this way. He's minus 250 for a regular point. Minus 250. You're going to get plus 145 for this one. Carm, you can close it out with your POD, man. I'll just say this. $5 Tuesday. You got the full NHL season package, guys. You got 6 days for the price of 3. If you want to just get one play and one play only, my best bet of the day is only $5 at wagertalk.com. We're going for 10 straight tonight in the NHL. Let's get it done.
All right. Love it, Andrew, and wish you the best of luck. We need a Bo Derek from you. Perfect 10. I'm not sure if Andrew knows who Bo Derek is, guys. So with that said, this is the pod play, and this is a client play, and this is the biggest pod play of the season. It does not guarantee it's going to win. All that means is I'm putting twice the regular amount on it, as it is my favorite pod play thus far this season. And it is the Ottawa Senators tonight on the puck line, -1.5, +144. The Sens are definitely looking right now, guys, at the fact that Columbus has to play 2 games against Carolina. And it's a great opportunity for them to move up the standings. They're playing a Florida team that are coming back from New York, losing 5-2 and 3-1 in their 2 games. They had 11 guys missing in the first game. They had 10 guys missing in the second game. And a bunch of them will all be missing again tonight. Numerous injuries on this Panthers team. They have packed it in for the season. And this is one where you have one team playing extremely well, going into a venue against one team that is not playing well, has no upside, has nothing to look forward to. I hate to use the word must win, but this is one in which the Sens could find themselves in a playoff spot at the end of this one. So give me the Sens of -1.5, +144. And instead of the normal 2 to win whatever, this is 4 to win whatever 4 times 144 is, guys. You guys can do the math on that one. I believe it's something like 588. So I'm going to, or somewhere along those lines.
Man, I can't believe the Florida Panthers are going to get a top 10 draft pick. Are you kidding me? This team wins back-to-back Stanley Cups, Carm, and now all of a sudden they're going to just get a draft pick because they're tanking so bad. They're playing so horribly. Best of luck to you. Ottawa Senators minus the 1.5. And I just got to put this up here, Carm, so people believe me. This is what it was supposed to look like, okay? This is some AI slop, but I think it looks pretty damn good. So Jason Robertson, power play point, +145 there.
Yeah, Andrew, I just want to answer a question. Where is he? Rex says, why not in regulation as far as the play goes? And if you guys go to WagerTalk's free play section on the site, where a lot of cappers put up free plays, and you can choose the sport you're looking for and see what free plays there are. I literally have in the write-up there, and I'll read it verbatim. There are a few ways you can play this depending on your number tolerance, as the money line is 170. The regulation line is -110. But I'm going to take the plus money here and take the -1.5 +144. I won't take the regulation line, and I'll explain why. Is if they don't win in regulation, both bets lose. If they're winning in regulation, they at the very least will have an opportunity to score an empty net goal. And the difference in VIG is +54 coming to me, as opposed to the other way around. So I'm gaining 44 plus not laying the VIG. So that is why I like the +144. So hopefully that answers your question, my good friend Rex. Guys, the chat was absolutely awesome today. We absolutely love you guys for tuning in each and every day. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Take care of these. Take advantage of these $5 plays and Andrew's 9-0 run. Guys, head over to his page. Give this guy some love. He is doing a phenomenal job right now. And let's ride 10-0, 11-0, 12-0 with him. Let's keep it running, guys. For myself, Andrew McInnis, Don Buster, and Brian Leonard, 2 great cappers with some great games today. This is Puck Time. We will see you on Wednesday.